friends, I'm Heidi with Heavenly Minded Home, and I am so thankful that the Lord has just crossed our paths and that we can be here to connect today and talk about how to really maximize our day, even if our financial status maybe isn't the most awesome, okay? And I think, of course, that we go to scripture with everything. And the book of Ecclesiastes is one of my favorite books in scripture. I know some people say that they think it's depressing. And I'm like, how? How can you read that book and think it's depressing? So everything here today is very much based off of that. We do a video each and every day, and this month we're doing a September show and tell where I'm answering y'all's questions and kind of showing you how we do in life, and really so many of the questions I get asked really come back to this, and that's why I'm going to kind of share all this with you guys today, because I absolutely believe that we should maximize each and every day. We should live life to the fullest. We should soak in all that the Lord gives us here and now while living heavenly minded. I think these things absolutely go hand in hand, and the more we read scripture and we dig in and we see this, we see that we invest in eternity, but we enjoy what the Lord puts before us here and now in that time that we're looking for his return, and we're ready to get to the eternal state. And so I want to tell you guys a quick little story about something that really was a heart change moment for me, and then share with you guys exactly what I do to live a rich life each and every day, even when I'm flat broke, okay? So let me tell you a little something, and then let me tell you these tips. I'm gonna give you 5 of them that you can start implementing today, especially the last one that's going to start giving you a rich life here and now as we live heavenly minded today and every day, enjoying the blessings the Lord has given us while eagerly awaiting his return. Okay, you have to hear me out real quick here. I had some weird turn of events that happened last year that led to me spending a lot of quality time with a longtime family friend who also happens to be a multimillionaire, okay? A life I will never live. I've grown up very poor my whole life. We always had what we needed, but not financially. I mean, a single mom doing what she had to do for us kids and whatever, right? Okay. Ended up being a teen mom myself, got married really young. We have struggled our whole lives. We got to a point where we had our own business. We were raking in 6 figures when we really had a big heart change moment happen. Really, the Lord called us, pursued us. We kind of allowed him to work and dry up our business, to which we've been in ministry full time and have lived for the past 5 years without an actual income. You guys can watch that video up here if you're like, what? That is crazy. What are you talking about, lady? So I don't think that the richness of life comes from our bank account at all, okay? But I bring up this friend to tell you this. In spending time together with someone who is a multimillionaire and has been her whole life, we have very different thought processes. We're very similar in a lot of ways, but it's interesting to see the differences. Coming from someone who doesn't have 2 pennies to rub together versus someone who's always had 2 millions to rub together, right? It's interesting to see the things and to go, regardless of how much money either of us has, because what she has in a month is what I dream we could have in a year, okay? Very different worlds. But I looked at some of these heart of the matter things and some of these like deeper points and noticed, is it your bank account that makes that lovely and wonderful and great? Or is it something else? And so I want to say this, that when I say live a rich life, I genuinely spent a lot of time last year watching someone who is genuinely rich in this world, right? Rich in this life, but really looked at things as we hung out around the house and we did this and that and just little things and went, I think there's something deeper here. I think that there's something deeper to living a truly rich, luxurious, lovely life, even if we're flat broke and are never going to see $1 million in our earthly existence. And that's okay, because it's not the money that's the focus. It's the richness of life. And again, that's where I loop back into Ecclesiastes and King Solomon and all of that and go, I'll hold the phone here. Let me tell you these thoughts, because these are impactful. Key one to living a rich life, regardless of your financial status, would be not to focus on the restraints, but instead pursue creative solutions. I get it, guys, especially when we are dead broke and barely making it. If it's for you, paycheck to paycheck. For us, we don't even actually have a real paycheck, so it's kind of just like from whatever situation to whatever situation. It can be really easy to focus on the restraints. I can't enjoy my life because I don't have a car that my family fits in, that we can go do the things we want to do. I can't focus on a lovely life because I live in an old rental house that's falling apart and isn't getting fixed. I can't do this because, right? Like, insert your situation here. I cannot pursue having a lovely life, getting the most out of my day, appreciating all of it because everything really stinks, right? Instead, focus on creative solutions. Now, my millionaire friend is lovely and does amazing things that are just mind-blowing. But her and I go about the process the same way. What is the end goal that you're really feeling called to? Maybe it's to stay at home with your kids. Maybe it's to start homeschooling. Maybe it's to do more family things together. Maybe it's your husband not to be working so much and get to be involved more. Whatever it may be, we can still take that desired outcome that we really feel is truly where we need to be, right? To really enjoy life, to enjoy every moment, to be together, to take advantage of opportunities. And we can, instead of focusing on the restraints and all of the like, I can't do this, we can't afford the time off, we can't deal without this, we can't, and say, this is what I want to get to. This is where I really feel we're being called to. This is what I know the Lord desires of our family. These are the important little things in life that we know are God's blessings. Let's get creative with a solution. I'm not just going to focus on all of the why we can't. We're going to focus on the how do we get to yes? How do we make this happen? Maybe I don't succeed with every solution I try, but that allows me to get more creative and to keep trying different things and coming at it from different angles. What's the end result? And how can we work backwards from that to create a plan that the Lord can guide and lead us through to get to that desired outcome? If you want to be living a rich life today, even though we're flat broke, we can start getting creative with our solutions instead of focusing on all the restraints that are holding us back from this life that we really do desire to live. The second key here to living a rich life, even when we're flat broke, would be to truly get rid of the things in life that are dragging you down. Now, this can be as simple or as complex as whatever it is that you're dealing with in life, okay? Maybe it's a relationship that, be it friend or family, it's someone, it's an influence, it's very worldly that just keeps causing issues and discontent, right? Maybe it's something really deep and like heart-wrenching like that. Maybe it's something as simple as make sure when you subscribe, turn on your notification bells, because in tomorrow's video, I'm gonna show you one that, yes, it was a simple thing, but it was something that just made me a little nutty every day and drove me crazy. It cost me $30 to fix, and I finally just said, you know what, it is worth the $30 to have this fixed. But truly think about those things in life, be it like a deep, true, like heavy thing or something simple. What are those things in life that really drag you down? it causes frustration. It causes just that, like, I hate dealing with this. I hate, messing with this. What are those things? Maybe it is something as simple as getting a couple new, outfits from the thrift store. Maybe it's something in the home that needs to be replaced or fixed or finally upgraded or something like that. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, extravagant, luxurious name brand thing in the world to be something that is a fix. I know sometimes, something like going and cutting my hair, right? I mean, I cut my own hair, but just taking the time to go and take care of that makes such a difference. Maybe it's all of your dishes have been like chipped or broken or mismatched, and it bothers you. Go to Dollar Tree, go to the thrift store. I love thrift store china. That is my favorite, right? Maybe it's a little something that you can get rid of the part that's really dragging you down and just, I don't know, for whatever reason it's bothering you, and fix it. Take care of it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but I think sometimes, especially when we are flat broke, there's a lot of things that we're just like, well, this is my lot in life. Here I am. Yeah, maybe it is your lot in life, but it doesn't mean that you have to just be stuck in a frustrating situation, stuck in something that isn't what it should be. Maybe this is your opportunity to say, you know what? This thing here needs to be dealt with, and I'm just going to go ahead and take care of it. Like I said, I did that you're going to see in tomorrow's vlog, where I share my evening routine, because there was just something that was driving me nuts, and I did a little research. I found something for $30 that could solve it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. It's $30 well spent, because now I don't have that frustration every single day. Instead, I have this little bit of lovely that every time I've walked by it in my house, every time I've had to deal with it, I'm like, it's fixed. It's nice now. Like, I don't have that unnecessary frustration in that part of my day anymore. And that's well worth it. Not saying you can fix everything in one sweep, but maybe we can start addressing some of these things that are really frustrating and just take care of them, or get rid of them, or make whatever change needs to be made to finally tackle that thing. The third key here to living a rich life, regardless of what your bank account may or may not have in it, would be to treat your belongings, whatever items it is that the Lord has placed into your life, even if it's, not your dream home, but a kind of old, poor rental home that could use some love, or maybe it's not luxury designer clothes, but it's a splurge that you got from your husband from Walmart. Whatever it may be, treat your items like luxuries. Hear me out. I think of the difference between having a brand new Mercedes-Benz versus some old beater car that's barely hanging on there and is probably older than we are, okay? How would I treat my Mercedes? Well, it would be clean. There would be no eating in it. It would go to the car wash and get detailed regularly. I would put premium fuel in it, right? All of these things that I would do to make sure that that car stayed taken care of, right? Because, wow, big difference between the two. Why can't I implement that regardless of how much my items, daily items of life, are worth? I could treat all my items like I would a luxury item. And I could do that because I could see the true blessing from the Lord that it is to be stewards of whatever it is I have in my life. Now, this comes from someone who, I will be completely honest with you here, I used to be that snob that only had designer everything. I kind of blame it on my husband because he always spoiled me. We've been together since I was 14 years old, and he was the one who introduced me to designer name brand things, and I became that person who was quite snobby about what I had. Well, then you kind of lose all your money and you go into ministry full time, and the Lord does a lot of work on your heart and really refines you. Praise him. Like, I'm thankful for it. And now all my stuff comes from a thrift store, right? I'm genuine. When my husband made me get this beautiful dress, I was so excited because he goes, "Oh, that is so you." It was $20 at Walmart. And I said, "No way, no how. You know I'm not spending $20 on a dress." And he said, "Yes, you are. You're getting that dress right now." So for me, this is quite a luxury item, right? It's a big deal. Okay. But why can't we treat all of our stuff like it's a luxury? That means that we're careful with it. We take care of it. We service things. We keep them organized. We treat them appropriately. I look at how just I know we live in a world that is so just turn and burn and replace everything and nothing really matters, and it is. It's just stuff. I'm not saying that you need to like create an idol out of it, but when I compare how somebody maybe of a different class treats their stuff and takes care of things, just the care and attention, and it's just simple stuff. It's not that big of a deal, but I can implement that too. I can treat my items like they are luxuries. I can treat them like I really appreciate them, and I'm thankful to have whatever it is that the Lord has placed into my life, and I'm going to take good care of it. I'm going to be a good steward of it. I'm going to genuinely appreciate it. That's what I mean by that. And I think that really starts to show us where we have way too much. Even the poorest among us and all of us watching in a first world country, I guarantee you we have excess. And it really is such a sign to see the things that we really don't actually care about because we don't take care of them. And if we really did care about it and we really did appreciate it and it really was a blessing that was adding to our life, we could really take care of it. It could be that Mercedes-Benz, right? That's getting detailed and premium gas and all of those things. I don't have a Mercedes-Benz anymore, but I can still treat the items I do have like luxuries by way of really taking care of them and really appreciating them. So something that I really appreciated and learned from hanging out and visiting with my super amazing millionaire friend and her multi-million-dollar, beautiful California mansion and all of the stuff was something that all of us need to do. And because I talk about it a lot, and that would be to keep your spaces simple, tidy, and back to ready. I thought this was interesting. Somebody who has like a staff of housekeepers and has like forever still made sure to always get her spaces back to ready before moving on to anything else. Whether we were cooking something or we were just sitting at the table working on something or we were going and all enjoying some time together, whatever it was, it doesn't even matter. Sometimes I feel like my house is always a mess because I just need more people there to keep up with it or something. Like if I had full-time help to keep my house, clean and tidy, it would always be clean and tidy, and that's what the difference would be. But why aren't we keeping things simple and tidy and back to ready ourselves? Because that's where the true difference is made. And so I know there's a million channels of HGTV type Magnolia Network, seeing other people's homes, and who doesn't love watching one of those videos where they walk through some like mansion or something and you're like, wow, look, everything's so clean and tidy, or whatever. Well, it stays clean and tidy when we continuously keep it simple and tidy and get our spaces back to ready. By implementing such a simple thing as something like back to ready, which means before I go on to anything different, I'm going to get this space set back to ready, back to where it should be. So in the morning, after I made breakfast, before I leave the kitchen, I'm going to clean up the breakfast mess. When we're doing homeschool, before we leave to go do something else, we're going to get the table all put back and all the homeschool supplies back to ready, back to where they need to go. I make my bed every morning, right? We just apply this as after I get out of the shower, I kind of wipe down the counter and make sure all of the, bottles or whatever, get put back to where they need to go. And so by implementing these very simple things, I really start to see how much I'm living a rich life. And it's not because of the money, it's because of these simple habits and practices. Keeping my home orderly and keeping the clutter at bay and, just going through and cleaning out and organizing. I shared with you guys our whole patio overhaul. We'll link it right up here. It's not the money that was spent. It was the giving it a good clean, using what we had and enjoying the space. And so, would I love to gut my house and completely redo it? Yeah. It could use it. Oh, wow. It needs some updating, with the wiring and the plumbing and some core stuff. Like my house could use it, but doesn't mean that I can't really enjoy it and really maximize the blessing my home is in a way that doesn't cost money. It just costs a little time and effort on my part. But guess what? Even those with all the money, they invest the time and effort as well. And that's a big key to keeping their space cared for and enjoyable. And it really allows you to have that just loveliness when you enjoy the space you're in. It's a big deal. So absolutely, keeping your space simple, tidy, and back to ready is going to unlock a lot of lovely in your day. And the fifth and final key here, bringing it all back around to good old King Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes, is honestly, friends, I truly do believe that to start living a rich life, regardless of how financially not rich you might be right now, would be to really indulge in the finer things of life. Hear me out. I love how Solomon, the wisest man outside of Christ ever on earth, right? Blessed beyond our comprehension when it comes to intelligence, finances, right? Everything there. He summarizes everything after really searching life to see what is the purpose? Where do we find fulfillment? Where do we find satisfaction? Is it the wealth we accumulate? Is it, the success we find? Like, what is it? And he gets to the end and it all comes back to, you know what? Life is short and none of us are promised tomorrow. I live for the Lord. That's my depth, right? That's the purpose of my life. And in the time that he gives me, I enjoy the blessings. Good food, good drinks, good times, good friends, right? Our time together. Now, I don't mean that in a way of taking that and saying, just go party it all up and buy all the stuff and live for the world. That's not it at all. So whoever's getting ready to comment that, you need to stop right now. That's not what I'm saying, okay? I'm saying that when we start to focus on the things that the Lord does give us, the blessings that we do truly have, let's indulge in those more. That means I'm going to eat good food. I shared with you guys about why we eat carnivore. It's because I love to eat and I do not want to sit here and have to stress and worry about what I'm eating and is it bad and am I going to gain a bunch of weight and is this healthy for it? No, I'm going to find food that's good for my body and I'm going to eat as much of it as I want to eat, okay? That means that sometimes I will stop and I'll make myself just a delicious cup of tea, or maybe I'll sit down and my husband and I will share a glass of wine and just enjoy the evening. Whatever it may be, I enjoy it. I look at that simple little thing and I go, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this to the glory of God. Maybe it is a moment, it's starting to get cooler out, and in the morning making a cup of tea and just sitting down and listening to the birds and watching our little sheeps and, the chickens and the puppies and whatever it may be. And I go, I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to soak this up and I'm going to enjoy it. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's just those good times. It's sitting out and having a bonfire with the family and just letting the kids play, and maybe we're making s'mores or whatever it is that we're doing, right? It's taking opportunities to say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this. It could be a simple, mundane, nothing that exciting that's happening, but I can see it as lovely. I can really be present in the moment. I don't want to be consumed by the stresses and the worries and all the things that I don't have. I want to indulge in the things that I do have and give God glory and praise for every ounce of it. I want to focus more there. And in doing that, I'm going to have a rich life. Regardless of what my bank account says, I feel rich because I'm rich in spirit. I'm rich in the true depth of what matters in this life. And sure, am I driving a beautiful car? I don't even own a home, let alone a nice home, right? Like, we can go on and on for days of all the things I don't have, but I'm content and I feel blessed and I can soak it all up and really just enjoy what the Lord has given me versus being consumed in all the things that he hasn't, because God knows what's best. And so if I trust him and where he's leading me, I'm going to be exactly where I need to be. Versus me thinking that I need all of that and I need to go chase it all down and just claw at everything to get to it. Indulge in the blessings that you do have. Enjoy good food. Surround yourself with good people, right? Enjoy the times you have together. because none of us are promised a tomorrow. So let's make the most of today. I even made some like sweatshirts and t-shirts, mugs, all kinds of fun things. Live today like Jesus is coming tomorrow. I want to live today in the fullness and the wonder and sharing the truth of Christ and the beauty that it is to live for Him today. Because what if He comes tomorrow? What if He calls me home tomorrow? I don't know. So I don't have any regrets. I'm going to maximize today. And that is not dependent on what my bank account says. So friends, I hope that that can be a blessing, an encouragement to you today, that we all are blessed with whatever it is the Lord has put before us. Even in the things that are imperfect, that are difficult, that we're struggling with, we give that to Him. We put all our trust and faith and say, Lord, you've got it. I'm gonna live a rich life today because my richness doesn't come from this world. It comes from you and living heavenly minded today and every day. I'm going to go enjoy my day, friends. I'm so thankful for it, even in all the imperfections. And I really hope that this can be an encouragement to you to do the same. Now, if you're looking for a little bit more lovely seeking in your day, I'm going to leave you guys a playlist that has more videos like this that I really hope can be a blessing to you. I started sharing all this when we were really sick, dealing with a lot of health crisis and problems and stuff. And so if we can find a silver lining there, we can find it anywhere. I'll leave that video for you guys, and I will see you all right back here tomorrow. Bye, friends.